Middle East Christians fleeing militant Islam have found refuge in the West. But now with the wave of Muslim migrants into Europe, some are wondering if there's any safe place. That's what a group of Christians in Sweden told CBN News. Gary Lane has their story.
Welcome to the Swedish city of Södertälje. More than half the people here are Christian immigrants. Most have fled violence and persecution in Iraq and Syria. Many of them have come to churches like this one because they want to express themselves freely, to worship freely in the West. But even here in Sweden, they're now questioning their safety and their future. Those attending services at Saint Afram's are members of the Syriac Orthodox Church, the world's oldest Christian community. They pray and sing in Aramaic, the ancient language of Jesus. Some of these Christians are worried about the sudden wave of new migrants and refugees entering Europe.
If this massive influx of Muslim immigrants come from North African countries and from Middle Eastern countries, they want to impose Sharia law. We are just trying to keep our traditions and our values and our democracy alive.
But as thousands pour over borders, will they assimilate and embrace Western culture? Or will they attempt to impose their ways on the West? And as they did in Iraq and Syria, will these Muslim refugees extend their war to Europe? These Christians found a safe haven in Sweden, but now some fear it may eventually be lost. Amr Georges Benham worked with the Americans in Iraq. He fled his country because his life was threatened.
I was an engineer and I wanted to build my country, but they wouldn't let me. They forced me out of my country. I'm afraid these newcomers may want to destroy this peaceful country.
Some people on social media are questioning the motives of the refugees. This Hungarian police video shows male migrants tossing water onto train tracks. They said they didn't want food or water. They only wanted to get to Germany. But why? Are they seeking jobs and a better life? Or are some coming to wage war on Europe? ISIS says 4,000 of its jihadists have infiltrated the refugee ranks. And Bulgarian border guards have already arrested suspected ISIS terrorists posing as refugees. This Muslim migrant from Syria has some advice for the Swedish government.
Before letting them settle here, the Swedish government should check Facebook and use other means to determine if these refugees were fighters in Syria or Iraq.
And some Christian migrants of Södertälje believe European governments need to do more to protect them and Western culture from a potential armed or unarmed Islamic invasion.
They're trying to be nice, but it doesn't work. They should be concerned for the future generations and take their Christianity more seriously and come back to their Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Gary Lane, CBN News, Södertälje, Sweden.